FBI arresting dozens of people tied to a motorcycle gang. The sheriff tells News 6 this is part of a major statewide investigation into the members of the Mongols.
Violent. The FBI raided the clubhouse of the Mongols biker gang in Volusia County.
Yes, they showed up early this morning. Now, when this incident first happened back in March, there was only one arrest made. But as we learned today, that was only the beginning.
Bullets were flying. Innocent people were there. Children. Busy day.
I'm Molly Reed, your Volusia County community correspondent. The Volusia Sheriff's Office and FBI have now arrested dozens of people tied to a motorcycle gang here. They tell us that out of the 31 people they have arrest warrants for, 28 of them have been captured so far.
This is the beginning. This isn't the end. This is the beginning. You are not going to come into my county and think it's the Wild West and think you're going to own the streets.
March 8th, 2025. A gas station in New Smyrna Beach, Florida explodes into chaos. Two rival biker gangs clash in broad daylight during Bike Week. Gunfire, screaming tourists, 8 minutes of pure violence. 4 months later, the FBI executes Operation Mongolian Beef. 28 arrests in a single sweep. The Mongols chapter president taken from his home in handcuffs. But this isn't an isolated incident. Across America in 2025, federal agents are dismantling biker empires that stood for decades. The Hells Angels, the Bandidos, the Pagans. Entire chapters wiped out overnight. The question isn't whether police are winning this war, it's which clubs will survive. The new battlefield. Law enforcement changed the game in 2025. They're not just making arrests anymore. They're conducting military-style operations with one goal: complete destruction of outlaw motorcycle clubs. The numbers tell the story. In July 2025, Operation Mongolian Beef involved the FBI Jacksonville, FBI Tampa, FBI Miami, FBI Richmond, FBI Newark, FBI Columbia, and FBI Charlotte. Multiple Homeland Security divisions, U.S. Marshals, over a dozen sheriff's offices. This wasn't a drug bust. This was an invasion. The operation targeted the Mongols and warlocks after their March shootout at a racetrack gas station. 28 Mongols members arrested, 14 search warrants executed simultaneously across Florida, Virginia, and beyond. The Mongols clubhouse in Edgewater raided, over 40 firearms seized. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood delivered a message that echoed across the biker world. You are not going to come into my county and think it's the Wild West. For 8 minutes, you owned it. Right now, law enforcement is on the attack. Bikers beware, we are coming. Florida implemented a new legal weapon, aggravated rioting charges under a 2022 statute. When 25 or more people participate in a riot, it becomes a second-degree felony, 15 years maximum prison time. Every single person charged faces this enhanced penalty. But Florida is just one battleground. The war is nationwide. February 2025, Houston, Texas. Federal prosecutors unsealed a 22-count indictment against 14 Bandidos members. The charges read like a crime thriller: conspiracy to commit racketeering, a murder in aid of racketeering, attempted murder, assault, drug trafficking. The indictment revealed a turf war between the Bandidos and a rival gang called Beast that erupted in 2019. Bandidos' national leadership allegedly issued a smash on-site order against BEAST members. Translation: kill them wherever you find them. The violence spilled onto public roads, gunfire exchange on highways with innocent civilians nearby. Restaurant parking lots turned into war zones. David Vargas faces murder charges that could result in a mandatory life sentence or the death penalty. U.S. Attorney Nicholas Ganjay stated the obvious: these offenses were committed openly and wantonly, where any innocent member of the public could have been hurt or killed. The Bandidos, once one of America's most powerful clubs with an estimated 3,000 members internationally, now faces existential pressure. 14 of their Houston chapter members indicted simultaneously. The club's hierarchical structure exposed in court documents. The fallen empires. The Hells Angels built their empire over 70 years. By 2025, that empire is crumbling under coordinated federal assault. October 2024, North Carolina. Federal prosecutors charged 16 Hells Angels and Red Devils members with operating a violent racketeering enterprise. 5 defendants face murder charges for killing a Pagans member on January 1st, 2023 in Raleigh, on a public street, New Year's Day.
Those photos that we showed you, we're going to show them here to you again. These mugshots just released from Raleigh police, now confirming all 4 men tied to that homicide on New Year's Day. So there they are on your screen. Vidal Reed, Anthony Cheever, Martinez Starks, and this 4th one was just added into the system there with police. David Stevens, all now tied officially to the murder on Bayberry Lane shooting that happened on New Year's Day. The victim in this case, Jonas Padilla. In the charging documents that we've now been able to go through, it says that they stole a jacket from Jonas Padilla.
8 more defendants charged with attempted murder and assault after attacking Pagans members in a Dairy Queen parking lot in July 2023. This wasn't random violence. This was organizational enforcement. The ATF special agent in charge made the threat explicit. Outlaw motorcycle gangs are notorious for lawless and violent behavior. The message to every Hells Angels chapter, you're next. California, June 2024. Law enforcement arrested the entire Bakersfield Hells Angels chapter. Every single member, the president, vice president, and 5 full patch members taken into custody on charges including kidnapping, first-degree robbery, assault with a firearm, and elder abuse. 8 search warrants executed, 25 firearms seized, high-capacity magazines, gang paraphernalia. Everything that identified them as Hells Angels confiscated as evidence. The Kern County Sheriff's Office sent a clear message. Belonging to the club itself is now evidence of criminal enterprise. New Zealand, July 2025. 19 Hells Angels members arrested in a massive operation across the North Island. The president, vice president, and sergeant at arms of the Wanganui chapter, all taken into custody simultaneously. Police seized 5 firearms, cocaine, methamphetamine, and nearly $2.5 million in assets. 5 motorcycles, 7 vehicles, 3 properties, 2 jet skis. Everything forfeited. Detective Inspector Craig Sheridan called it a huge blow to the club, but it was more than that. It demonstrated international coordination, American law enforcement sharing intelligence with New Zealand police, the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance targeting biker gangs. The Hells Angels operate in over 30 countries. Now they face coordinated prosecution on multiple continents. The RICO weapon. Federal prosecutors discovered the ultimate weapon against biker clubs. RICO charges, the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. RICO transforms individual crimes into evidence of organized criminal enterprise. A bar fight becomes racketeering. Drug dealing becomes conspiracy. Assault becomes terrorism. The Pagans learned this lesson the hard way. August 2024, Kansas City, Missouri. 18 Pagan members indicted on federal racketeering charges. The indictment detailed systematic violence against rival clubs, including the Hells Angels, Outlaws, and Bandidos. The evidence was damning. May 30th, 2022, assault with dangerous weapon. September 3rd, 2022, attempted assault with dangerous weapon in Topeka, Kansas. The Pagans traveled to Topeka specifically to catch a stray and smash on sight any rival they encountered. September 17th, 2022, multiple Pagans chased a rival biker off the road in Blue Springs, Missouri. They pulled him from his vehicle and assaulted him with weapons while screaming gang threats. 3 members pleaded guilty in May 2025, Christopher McGowan, Brandon Hodge, Arthur Reynolds. Each admitted assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering. Each faces up to life in federal prison. But the Pagans weren't the only club facing RICO charges. The Vagos, a California-based club with 4,000 members internationally, got hit even harder. 23 alleged members indicted in a conspiracy involving racketeering, murder, robbery, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. The indictment revealed the Vagos as a transnational gang with approximately 87 chapters in at least 7 countries. Law enforcement arrested members across Hawaii, Southern California, and Nevada in coordinated raids. One case stood out: the September 23, 2011 murder of a Hells Angels member at the Nugget Hotel and Casino in Sparks, Nevada. Federal prosecutors waited over a decade to bring RICO charges, building an ironclad case against the entire organization. The message to every biker club: individual crimes are evidence. The patch you wear makes you part of a criminal conspiracy. The pressure points. Police identified specific tactics to destroy biker clubs from within. First, target leadership. In every major operation, authorities arrested chapter presidents, vice presidents, and sergeants at arms simultaneously. Remove the command structure, and the chapter collapses. Second, asset forfeiture. New Zealand authorities seized properties, vehicles, and cash. American prosecutors froze bank accounts. The clubs can't operate without money. Third, use new state laws. Florida's aggravated rioting statute, New Zealand's Gangs Act 2024, which made displaying gang patches a criminal offense. Within 24 hours of the law taking effect, police arrested 12 individuals just for showing gang symbols. Fourth, multi-agency coordination. The Operation Mongolian Beef task force included over a dozen law enforcement agencies. No single agency could achieve that result. Together, they obliterated the Mongols' Florida presence. Fifth, exploit internal conflicts. Rival clubs provide intelligence. Former members testify. The blue wall of silence doesn't exist in biker culture when members face life sentences. The Outlaws discovered this in June 2025. 6 members arrested in Indiana after a viral video showed them beating a man at Pike's Pub with racial slurs clearly audible. Within days of warrants being issued, all 6 were in custody. 1 arrested in Lima, Ohio, while delivering materials to a tank plant. Another found hiding at a lake property in Steuben County. The video evidence combined with witness testimony made prosecution simple. The club's traditional code of silence shattered under social media scrutiny. Tasmania police arrested 2 Outlaws members in July 2025 on drug trafficking charges, including a senior club official. Search warrants in Devonport revealed amphetamine, methamphetamine, steroids, and a fully automatic machine gun. The Vagos faced similar pressure. July 2024, California deputies arrested the president and sergeant at arms of the Antelope Valley chapter on weapons charges. They found loaded firearms and Vagos riding jackets left on a couch near children. Another gun hidden in a motorcycle, a fully automatic machine gun, a 40mm launcher. Each arrest feeds the RICO cases. Each weapons charge becomes evidence of organizational criminal activity. The survivors and the doomed. Not every club is collapsing. Some adapt, some relocate, some simply wait. The Hells Angels Calgary chapter hosted their national gathering in July 2025. 600 full members and support club members attended. Police established heavy surveillance. 145 bikers ejected from businesses under liquor laws, but no arrests for violence. The Calgary chapter demonstrated restraint. They used shuttle buses to avoid impaired driving charges. They cooperated with police enough to avoid providing justification for a crackdown. But that's one chapter. Across North America, Hells Angels chapters face simultaneous prosecution. The Romanian founder of a Hells Angels chapter got 25 years in federal prison in February 2025 for attempting to import 400 kilograms of cocaine. He tried to hire undercover agents to murder rival club members and offered military-grade weapons to kill American police officers. The Bandidos face similar pressure in Houston. The Mongols are devastated in Florida. The Pagans are under RICO attack in multiple states. The Vagos lost key leadership in California. The clubs that survive will be smaller, quieter, and constantly under surveillance. The days of public shows of force are ending. The era of massive chapter rides is over. Any gathering of 25 or more members risks federal conspiracy charges. Some clubs will transform into legitimate motorcycle clubs, abandoning criminal activity entirely. Others will dissolve chapters and operate as small cells, making coordination impossible. The survivors will look nothing like the outlaw empires of the past. The clubs facing the most pressure, those that can't adapt. The Mongols in Florida might not recover from Operation Mongolian Beef. The Bandidos in Houston face organizational destruction through RICO prosecution. The Pagans in multiple states are hemorrhaging members to plea deals. The fundamental truth is undeniable. Federal law enforcement has unlimited resources, perfect patience, and a single goal. They will outlast every biker club. They will build cases for years if necessary. They will coordinate internationally. They will use every legal tool available. Biker clubs thrived when law enforcement treated them as local nuisances. They can't survive when the FBI, ATF, DEA, Homeland Security, and U.S. Marshals Service coordinate attacks. They can't survive RICO prosecutions that turn loyalty into conspiracy. They can't survive asset forfeiture that takes their clubhouses, motorcycles, and savings. The war is over. Law enforcement won. The only question remaining is how long the dying takes. Sheriff Chitwood's warning to Florida bikers applies nationwide. This isn't the end. This is the beginning. We are coming. We are not done.